guys, so I quickly just want to do a little intro before I get into the video. So it is the 4th of March today, and is it gonna focus? And basically over the weekend we decided to put Tahlia's cot into our room and then buy her a bed to go in her room. If you don't know what's going on and you need a little bit of backstory, basically Tahlia has slept in our bed, co-sleeping, pretty much since the start. Now, we wouldn't encourage this as such, but basically at the time when we had Tahlia, we were living in a 1-bed flat, and we started off with her next to me, but she outgrew it, and I was also breastfeeding, so that probably didn't help with her coming into our bed a little bit more. Yeah, basically she outgrew next to me at 6 months, and then for 6 months she was just in our bed like constantly because we had no room for a cot. So it wasn't until we moved that we could then set up the cot. So when we moved, that was like after her first birthday, we set up the cot in her room, and she slept in there for the maximum of like 3 hours, but not really a lot. Sometimes it'd literally only be an hour. Pretty much just said like, oh, we'll do it in our own time, like we're not fussed. I mean, I don't work at the moment, I've got nothing to sort of get up for, and Chris does have work, so it's convenient for us to just have her in our bed, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only mum to do that. And I'm not saying I agree with it, and I'm not saying I do love it, but I'm not saying it's the best thing ever and that everyone should do it, but it's just that's how it happened for us. Like, we have both said that like next time we have a baby, like we wouldn't encourage what we did with Tahlia, because we just wouldn't, but it is what it is. So last weekend, so it was like the 2nd, I think, we basically decided to bring the cot into our room and see if she would sleep better in our room. Then we've ordered her a bed. We haven't ordered her a mattress yet because I feel like we just want to find a nice one, like one that we want. So we haven't ordered that yet, but we've ordered the bed frame, so that should be coming in the next week or so. We'll set that up in her room and slowly get her room up together as like a big girl room, if you like, and in the meantime just try and get her to sleep in her cot. We did think about getting a toddler bed, but because we aren't sure how it's going to go, we don't want to waste money on a toddler bed for her not to use it, so we just went for a single bed. So basically this week Chris is off because it's my birthday on Wednesday. I'm going to use this week as a perfect week to get started to try and get her into her own cot. I think I'll just give you an update every morning as to how she got on, and then hopefully it's a work in progress and we're moving forward. So I hope that all makes sense. And I wanted to talk about Tahlia's sleep last night. Our normal routine for getting her to sleep is at 7 o'clock, Chris's alarm will go off, and that means like it's time to wind down, have a shower, get in her pajamas, take her to bed, read her a story. Chris sings to her. I don't really put her to bed, it's usually Chris, unless Chris is struggling, then I'll give her some breast milk. Last night we put her to sleep, so at 7:30 we put her into her cot, and she slept in there until 25 to 11. So she slept from 7:30 until 25 to 11, and then she woke up, and then at I think it was 11:20 and she slept in there until 1:30. So that was her first night. It's like 5 hours, isn't it? So I'm pretty impressed with that. Like, for a start, I think that's a really good start. When she woke up at 1:30, I just put her into our bed. Now, I know that kind of defeats the object, but I had to forgive her boob anyway, and it took her a while to get to sleep after that. And then we woke up at like 7:15. I feel like it was quite early. I'm trying to get her out of our bed, but because she slept for 5 hours on the first night, and I'm like, that's actually pretty good, I just thought, do you know what, you've done well. Like, I don't mind her being in our bed for a couple hours in the morning or something, like when she's like proper aced it. Obviously I wouldn't love it, but if she spent the whole night in her cot, then I'm not going to be too bothered. And I'm also on like a breastfeeding, I need to like reduce the breastfeeding sort of journey at the same time, so if she's not in our bed then I can do that, if that makes sense. Every day let you guys know how she gets on tomorrow. Hopefully it's a little bit better, fingers crossed. Okay, so day 2 of Tahlia going into her cot. So she went to sleep at 8 o'clock and slept until 11:30. 3.5 hours, that's not too bad. Like, obviously 5 hours was good yesterday, but yeah, 3 hours isn't that bad. I'm not mad about it. But then like she had some boob, and then I tried getting her back into her cot and she just cried, and then she was asleep in our bed, and like 3 o'clock I tried putting her back into her cot and she just wasn't having it. So yeah, it was 3.5 hours, but not too bad. Okay, so it is Wednesday, and I just wanted to update you guys on Tahlia's sleeping situation. So we put her down to sleep at, I think it was like 9:30, just because she wouldn't actually go to sleep. So it was 9:30 when she went to sleep, and she slept until 12:30, I think. So 3 hours. So she had 3 hours in her cot last night and then came into our bed. So I feel like it is kind of going well. At least she's like she's not had anything shorter than 3 hours, so I feel like that is a good sign. Yeah, so I just thought I'd update you. It's the 7th of March today, and Tahlia has been sleeping in our room in her cot for 4 days. Last night was the only night that we didn't manage to get her into her own cot. So she slept with us the whole night, and that is just because it was my birthday. We had a late night, we had a really busy day, and she was like overtired. Every other night she has been in her cot for at least 3 hours, and then came into our bed a bit later on. 2 nights for 3 hours, and 1 night was 5 hours with a boob break in the middle. I'm catching you guys up today because Tahlia's bed frame is coming. Excited about. I can't believe like Tahlia's gonna have like a big girl bed. Like, that we've gotten to the stage where like she's gonna have a bed. I think that's mad. Anyway, I'll show you the current room situation because I'm trying to sell a load of clothes on like Vinted and Facebook, and then I've also got 2 errors in here, so it's a little bit chaotic, but I'll show you. This is what we're working with. So I'm basically just gonna sort out all of this and make it more organized. We've got like her cot used to be there. Thinking, I don't know how long it will come out to, but I'm thinking about having it along this way instead of like her cot being that way, and having like her against the wall, but then having like a bed guard this side so she can't fall out. And then this wardrobe, I feel like we need a bigger one because it's tricky, because I feel like if like that was my wardrobe it'd be fine, but because she's got like her clothes now, so 18 months to 2 years, but then she's also got like 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and even 4 to 5 all in there. And then we've got like a drawer full of muzzies because I just don't want to get rid of them yet. So yeah, like I don't know, there's a lot in there. So yeah, basically we're just gonna sort out like 1/2 of her bedroom, and I'm hoping that me and Chris are actually gonna get the bed frame up today. Anyway, whilst Tahlia is asleep, that space by the wall to be cleared, or enough to make a bed. So yeah. Okay, I think Tahlia is awake now, but I basically cleared this space, which is where the bed will probably go. I'm gonna go down and get the Hoover and also get some wipes or something just to wipe the skirt in. This is Tahlia's bed boxes. It's so annoying as well because these have come damaged, but the guy said that the headboard isn't affected, so fingers crossed, guys. Is this gonna be your bed?
Yeah. Right, you're taking pictures.
This is not what it is, Tahlia. No. Do you want you to sit down?
We're having a break, are we? Yeah. Balance beam, look at you, gymnastics.
Oh.
Look at you. Who needs gymnastic lessons? Oi! Oh, and a perfect dismount.
This is the headboard. It feels really nice.
Oh, it's so heavy. Yeah. You try to pick it up.
Wow. Friday, and I just wanted to give you an update on last night's sleeping. Last night I think she only got like a couple hours. Every night Chris reads a story to her and sings to her, and Chris basically said to Tahlia, like, do you want to sleep, or do you want to lie in our bed or your cot? And she chose her cot. So normally she would lie on our bed and Chris would read her a story and she'd have some milk and she'd fall asleep, and then Chris would move her into her cot. But last night she wanted to go into her cot, and I feel like that's a really, really big step, because like she chose her cot over our bed. It's taken us 4 days, but we've got somewhere. Not too worried about her having like a full night's sleep at this point, but the fact that she chose her bed. So Tahlia last night went to bed at 9 o'clock and slept for 4 hours in her own cot, and like, I'm really happy with that. So she's now started just wanting to go into her cot instead of wanting to go into our bed. On Monday, I think it was, she slept for 5 hours, but she woke up once for boob and then went back to sleep for like another 2 hours. But like last night she slept for 4 hours straight. It is the 10th of March today. Last night, so she slept from 9 until 12. She had like 3 hours sleep, which wasn't, well, I mean, it is good. It's still 3 hours. We tried putting her back into her bed after she had a feed, but she just wasn't having it. So I wanted to do another quick sleep update. So it is Monday. So last night, I think we just had a really busy day because we went to the Sea Life Centre. I think she just got too overtired again, and I feel like that's the days that we really struggled to put her to sleep. So we put her into, or I say we, it was Chris put her into our bed because she went into her cot and then just like didn't settle. So Chris put her into our bed and she slept in there for like an hour, and then we moved her over to her bed. Counting how long she was actually in her cot for, she was in there from like 10 until 1. Yeah, so 3 hours. Tahlia's sleep last night, still 3 hours, which I'm not too bothered about. It's quite good, like it's quite a decent amount of time. Basically just fell straight asleep in her cot. Chris like read her a story and everything, and yeah. So it is Wednesday today, and I don't think I've given you an update of Tahlia's sleep last night. It's pretty boring. Slept 3 hours again. It was really annoying because kind of like cried, and like it was like a proper cry. Chris got up to go get her, and then Chris said it looked like she was gonna go back to sleep, which was really annoying because obviously she'd already then seen him, so she just came to our bed. We're like persevering, and I feel like doing these like little things makes you feel a bit more like accountable. Okay, so it is Thursday today, and last night Tahlia slept for, I think it was like 3 hours 15 or something. So last night I think she slept for nearly 4 hours. We put her to bed at like 9:45, I think. Like, I think she went to sleep at like 9:45, maybe a little bit earlier. And she slept until like 1, I think. So that is pretty good. Okay, so it is Saturday the 16th of March, and we're just getting ready to go out. But I thought I would give you guys an update of the last 2 nights of Tahlia's sleeping. I think she slept like just over 3 hours last night. The night before that was 3 hours. Quite boring for you guys because I could have just done a summary and been like, yeah, basically she slept for 3 hours, but it is what it is. Hello. Okay, so I thought I would just give you guys an update for yesterday. Yesterday we ended up having to dog sit. We got back a bit later than we thought. So over the 2 weeks we've had 3 days, I think it is, where we haven't had her in her cot, or to begin with anyway. And that was like, one, she was overtired. I think 2 days she was overtired actually, Sea Life and my birthday, and then last night we were like just late coming back. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with how the last 2 weeks have gone. I think the main thing to get from these last 2 weeks is, one, Tahlia's now actually wanting to go into her cot instead of like starting off in our bed. As I said like at the beginning of this, like I'm not looking for her in these 2 weeks. I wasn't looking for her to go straight into her cot. Some parents might like be able to get their kids in 2 weeks into their cot fully for like the whole night, which if that's you, go you, like that's amazing. I think for us and our situation, one, obviously I'm still breastfeeding her, so I think because she has it still quite often, especially for like comfort. The thing is, like, she's happy being in her cot now, which is amazing to start off with, but it's like waking up, and then how do we get past that? If you did like this video and you want to see more of this change, because I feel like there is a lot of mums who are probably in the same situation as us. I'm holding myself accountable now and I'm persevering, so yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like, as it really helps my channel out, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I will see you guys next week for another vlog. Bye!